Hi, this is Thomas Churchwell, and I've been asked by a few people if I could do a tutorial on how I painted this and what I painted it with. And before, see if I can get a close-up on it. See the painted effect. Before I get to talking about how I painted this, which is an actual clone painting, which I did in Painter, but I could have done it in Photoshop too with my friend Tim Shelburn's brushes, which I really like. But this point, I used on this painting, I used Painter. And I used Marilyn Sholin's brushes, which I'll show you in a minute. I want to talk to you about cloning. Is cloning on the computer cheating? And what I mean by that is, when you clone a painting, it's actually a photograph that you are creating a painting from. Most of my life as a traditional artist, which I was, still am, I spent the first 25 years of my life trying to paint so the images look like a photograph. And then I got the Amiga 1000. It wasn't called the 1000 until the 500 came out. But I got the Amiga 1000 and Deluxe Paint and started painting on the computer. But it wasn't that easy. I still paint traditionally in acrylic, and I draw a lot. I'll even draw on used background paper, like these Halloween images here. But I draw and paint traditionally, and I think that helps when you're going to clone. When you clone a painting, you should also add your traditional knowledge to the painting. To enhance it. But let's get back to this painting here that I did in Painter. Painter 12.2, I did this one in, and then after I finished this, I got a message that it needed upgrading to Painter 12.2.1. So if you haven't done that, just go up to help and then to upgrade or update and update it. But I did this without the update. But this is Marilyn Sholin's website, where I got the brushes from, and surprisingly they were free. The brushes that I used, if I remember, is the quick cloning brushes that she gives away. I also have her Den's brushes. Yeah, no, this is the one, the free cloner brushes. This is the ones that we'll be using. It was the ones that I used. But I think I took advantage of all of her free brushes, and they're all great. I use them all. And of course, in the background here, which I'm going to show you what I did, I cut the original photograph. I cut myself out of a gray background. I'll show you how to do that. And then I put a flypaper texture in the background, and then went over to Painter and painted it, and then brought it back here and then added flypaper texture on top of this. Well, this is great. You know, I didn't need to add any more, but that's just not the way I am. That's not what I was looking for. I like flypaper texture from Paul Grand, and I flypaper texture everything, as most people know. But let's see. You can find the flypaper texture here at flypapertexture.com. These papers are great. He's got, let's see, where do you find them? They're on here somewhere. Oh, here they are. Yeah, I have a cold. The flypaper textures come in so many different patterns and textures. Look at that. I think I have this. They're really nice. Of course, you don't have to go. Yeah, remember, this is flypapertextures.com. You don't have to go to Painter and paint or clone paint. You can do it in Photoshop. And when I'm staying totally in Photoshop, I use Tim Shelburn's, he calls them Piefer Plus brushes. And oh, look, that's my picture. He did a impasto picture of me. So Tim Pasto made Tom possible in this here. This is really cool. And look at his painting. This looks like a one of the, I think it's Renoir. I hope I'm right. It looks like one of Renoir's paintings. Really cool, right? You know, so I could have just stuck in Photoshop, but I really like Marilyn's brushes. So yeah, these are the Piefer brushes and Piefer Plus, and I suggest you get them. I really, really do. So okay, so let's get started with how I cut out this image. Okay, so I've opened up my picture. Man, I opened up my picture, and because I shot it in RAW, it comes up in Adobe RAW. Camera RAW. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to separate me from this background. But before I do that, before I bring this into Photoshop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the adjustment brush, and I'm just going to make this background a little more white. Now, I'm not going into my hair. I'm using the outer ring to just go around like that. See, it just makes it a little more whiter. It just separates you more from the background. And don't put the center ring on the person that you're trying to cut out, but you can use the feather part of that and just go around like this. It's just going to make it easier to cut later. Now, using the exposure, bring the exposure up. That's good. Bring up the highlights. It's good, making it whiter. Shadows all the way up like that. So now it's lighter. The contrast I brought up. Shadows I brought up. Highlights I brought up. And that's it. Okay. A lot different from before. So now let's open this image. we can close the painting for now. Alright. Now, the problem that I'm going to have is with my gray hair here. If I cut out this white, my gray hair might go with it. But we'll fix that. You'll see that. And all of this stray hair up here, there's so many people have such a problem with this. So I'm going to show you a little trick. Well, first of all, we're going to do this in reverse. I'm going to use that, and we're going to use the, what do you call that? The quick selection. I'm going to use the quick selection and go around the white area. And then invert it. Now you see it's all on the edge of my hair like that. And that's okay. But if you do the refined edge, it's going to have such a problem with that. So my trick, which either I learned somewhere or it just happened by accident, is, oh, we're going to get really close to this ugly face here. Yeah, let's move this out. Look how that hair is like that. Look, you'll see, hang on. But really, in this case, it doesn't matter because we're going to be painting it. But I'm going to show you this anyways. We're going to leave an edge. Like that. Nope. Yeah, you see how it's going to have a problem with the gray hairs. Just like I have a problem with the gray hairs. Okay, we're going to go back like this. Get this big freaking forehead back in there. But I'm not going to completely go to the edge here. Alright. That should be enough. Let's back up. Go under the refined edge. Yeah. Just join the arm. Alright, now. We're going to put the radius up around there somewhere. I don't know if it helps or not, but I just do it. I make the brush really big. Go around out here. I'm not really caring that much because I'm going to make this into a painting. But you see, by doing that, it brought in all the hair. Now, I can't tell, but I'm going to just, for the heck of it, put this like that and make sure that the gray hairs are still there. Okay, and then put this on its own layer. Yeah, there might be some pieces missing there, but we'll fix that later. There's a magic way of doing this. Now, we're going to use the flypaper to put it in the background. But first, I'm going to add a gradient in between here. And there's going to be a circle. We're using the circle one. And we're going to put this circle right here. Now, man, I see all of that missing hair. Alright, lots of this. By taking this layer and hitting multiply, a lot of that hair will come back if I turn the bottom layer back on. Yay! See that? That's the trick. You see the hair came back? Well, that's cool. Okay, now I like my victims to be centered. I'll center them. There we go. Now, we're going to shut this off. We're going to go here. We're going to open the flypaper panel that you can get from Russell Brown. Dr. Russell Brown on his site. Just go to Russell Brown and just put that in, Russell Brown, and you should come up with his page, and then hit on scripts, get the flypaper texture, and if it comes with a bunch of flypaper textures already. I don't know if this one is included, but I'm using this one, which is Neural Clouds, and I'm going to put that behind me. There we go. Yeah, I know it looks like this in front of me, but when we do this, it's behind me. Now, I should have cropped it before I put in this gradient. So we're going to do that gradient again. We're going to take that out. Gradient. There we go. So that's that. That's how we cut that out. Let's see, some of these things here need to be fixed. Go back up here. But it really is not going to matter because we're going to be painting this. Need my brush. Wow, too big. Wrong color. But like I said, it doesn't matter because we're going to be painting it. Okay, so this is where we're at before we go to Painter. But there's one more thing I would like to do to this. Something that you guys may not know about. And that's in the adjustment layers. In the adjustment layers, if you go down to color lookup, okay, and then go over here and hit the clipping thing here. So it only goes to the top layer. And you go up to the 3D LUT. Go down to crisp warm. You're going to get a warmer look, which I like for this painting. There it is. Now we're going to send this over to Painter, which will be part 2 of this tutorial. So, until then, this is cool, right? Until then, do this.